Hi guys, you may know me from the last video we did with the COAP answers to the quiz. So this time I'm going to interview my dad on what COAP is like at the moment and what's going on with COAP Online.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait to tell you everything that's going on behind the scenes towards getting COAP Online up and ready and why you should be part of it. It's awesome.
Okay, so I think the first thing we need to address is how has the lockdown affected COAP?
Well, it doesn't actually exist at the moment. So back in late January, everything started obviously getting a bit serious on the travel front. We knew that something was going down, and we had to cancel the early events, not knowing quite whether whether February events or March events would take place. So very quickly unfolded to the situation we have now, where there's nothing going on. There's no travel, no photography events, no air shows, and everything else. So I sort of thought, well, what can we do? You know, what's out there still, and how can we bring the community of photographers together for a purpose, and you know, get something really positive out of this. So I've had a lot of ideas about going into some online training, and obviously we did the Aviation Photographer magazine a little while ago as well. I thought, well, what if that everything that we know and love about COAP is now taken online, and people can still be part of something really cool, not just where we're at the moment, but we're talking long term for the future as well. So that's the plan.
That's brilliant, that sounds absolutely great. So obviously we've already had these amazing little mini clips that you've put out already for AvGeek Week and all the quizzes that you've done.
Yep.
People seem to have really loved that.
They have,
what can we expect from this?
So the next phase is actually the build stage of content for COAP Online itself. So yeah, we've had the AvGeek Week and we've had the pub quizzes. Obviously, I don't know any of the questions that Lily's asking me. This is all surprises stuff, so keeping me on my toes. So the AvGeek Week and the quizzes went down really well. They did. They were played by thousands of people and everything else, and it was great fun. We really enjoyed it, and goodness me, it was such a learning curve as well. Flipping out all that. Learning the sound and the audio-visual stuff and everything else as well, and how to go live and present the screen live and everything was a really massive learning curve, and I'm still on that, very much so. As hard as it is, it's also been quite enjoyable. You know, it's quite a brand new challenge as well. Keeps you up awake at night quite a lot, but it's been pretty cool. So they'll be part of, both of those things will be part of the new COAP Online setup for sure.
Cool, okay, so we've heard a lot about this COAP Online, but obviously there's not a website yet, so when we get a website, what can we expect to be on that website? Have you had any thoughts of how it's going to look? Yeah,
loads. So I've had this great idea of having so much more online training available, and the Aviation Photographer magazine, as I said. So it's all about, recently been trying to get out of my head what all of those ideas are, and how we can make an interactive, interesting, informative, exciting, fun, educational magazine online. Yeah. So not just a PDF like page turning thing, but something that's actually, you know, interactive and dynamic, and you're part of it. So there's video on there and there's photographs and everything else of all the aviation photography world as we know it. But instead of buying a magazine, you're actually becoming a member of something brand new. So it's like an online community. It's going to be like the best resource for entertainment, information and education in the entire cross-section of aviation community. That's my aim anyway.
Yeah, so from that, what I've understood is that it's kind of like a series of TV channels on this website that if you combine all of it, it would make up what would be in a magazine.
Yeah, that's right. So there'll be some regular features like the Planet AvGeek is going to be like a free area where anyone can see and anyone can join it. And I recognise, as I've said within the AvGeek Week sessions, that there's so much out there. There's so much noise and fog and news and information. If you're into civil, you go there. If you're into military, you go there. If you're a photographer, you go there. If you're into air shows, you go there. But my aim for that is to bring everything under one go-to space, right? Using all the best resources out there, signposting to all of them, so you can just look. Okay, I'm interested in air shows. Where do I need to go? And they're all listed there. I want to listen to a great podcast, right? That's there. What's COAP Online talking about it? What are they saying about it? You should listen to that. So it's going to be like a marketplace, if you like, with all the best, coolest stuff in Planet AvGeek. But also once a week, I'm going to just do like a bite-sized chunk of everything. So again, because our time nowadays is so precious, you know, it's so much information, you can't digest it all. But my aim, like I was showing with the AvGeek Week, is to just go, right, this is it. This is everything you need to know. 2 minutes, done. 2 minutes on aviation, on air shows, 2 minutes on military, maybe even less. I'd love to get it down to like just say 10 points, right? This is what you need to know, bang, 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 and that's it. You're up to date for an entire week. And obviously news moves so fast nowadays, doesn't it? So you wouldn't necessarily go there for your news, but you would, if you're not on social media, then you absolutely would go down for your news, because magazines are out of date and everything else, and they look at news in a very different way now. But being able to go to one place at one time and just get all of the hit of your interest is one major advantage. But it's also then all of the as I say, the other genres you're into, so like the photography news or the merchandise, what great merch is out there, what t-shirts are out there, and everything else. So just being able to have everything in one place, and that's just the start. That is literally just the start. That's the landing page of COAP Online. Is the coolest stuff in aviation. Full stop. The best entertainment, the best information out there in one bite-sized chunk, and then from there, that's when it gets super interesting. So that's when then the membership comes in. So if you're then a member of COAP Online, you get access to an entire TV channel station. It's like Netflix for aviation photographers, basically. So you have COAP TV, which has then got the aviation photography show, and that's going to be the number one. That's going to be like the flagship channel, if you like. And I'm going to be interviewing all of the world's aviation photographers on there. The leading lights in this technique or that technique, or just the guys that have been doing it for years and have got so much wealth of experience of breaking it down into bite-sized chunks of videos that you can hear about how they do things and what they do and what makes them tick and how they approach a shoot and all that kind of stuff. And then there's going to be some learning techniques as well. So I'll have my own TV show. We'll also then be signposting to things like the aviation barbecue, for example. I've got some other guys that I've already approached as well, and some guys that haven't been approached yet, so watch out, that have their own TV channels within this whole COAP TV setup. So basically you're getting access to an entire TV station of all about aviation photography. And then on top of that, there's then tutorials. So you've got the entertainment and the information from the TV station, but then you've got COAP tutorials and workshops. So the tutorials are going to be sort of bite-sized chunks on specific subjects, like it could be how to approach a shoot, it could be what to put in your kit bag, it could be what to take outside in bad weather, it could be how to process your shoots, it could be how I do stuff. Mainly it is going to be that, because I know there's so much stuff out there in YouTube world, etc., that's just available anyway, but there's not so much specifically for aviation photography, and that's kind of with a pro with like 25 years experience, okay, might not be the way to do it, but it's how I do it, and it's it's my way. So you're looking into my world and my workflow of everything else, and then that's kind of like downloadable, watchable, one-on-one tutorials where I'm talking to a screen and sharing my screen and talking you through specific subjects or sharing exactly how I do my workflow, and then we'll bring in subject matter experts, to use a keyword at the moment, to talk about their specific way of doing things, or because for example, I don't know, scanning. I've in 30 years of photography, I have not scanned a single image ever. There's guys out there that are absolute experts on this, and I'd love to know myself how they do it, let alone bringing out some information about how you can get involved in that as well.
I don't really even know what scanning is.
All right, you're the first customer for that one then. And then on top of that, there's then group workshops where we do live kind of dial-ins, a bit like you've seen with the Zoom stuff recently. There'll be specific chats around a specific topic or learning a specific topic. And then there'll be competitions as well. Now, you'll be able to enter competitions for free. There'll be all that good stuff I talked about earlier on the AvGeek Week and everything else, all that kind of great stuff. But then I'm aiming for the world's greatest photography competition. We've got a reputation and a name that we've built up, and after working in the industry so many years as well, we've got a name and a reputation that we can bring about the world's greatest aviation photography competition, and I really want to do that. So this isn't all going to happen overnight. That's quite long-term stuff there, but certainly there'll be the COAP TV stuff. I've already mapped out the first 3 episodes of that, and the first tutorial, and how Planet AvGeek works, and the quizzes, and some competitions, and Yeah, so that's kind of what the setup is going to be. So in a nutshell, you've got Planet Av Geek, which is all the free, coolest stuff in aviation. You've got COAP TV, which is then channels all about aviation photography. You've got the tutorials, which you can watch one-on-one and download to your heart's content. And then you've got the group workshops and then the competitions as well.
Sounds amazing. Really is virtually everything aviation.
Indeed it is. Well done.
Okay, so in an interview format, what
Yep.
kind of... I mean, I'm guessing when I read a magazine, it's like you have a question on there and then it's basically just their answer. So is it going to be, you're going to have like we're doing right now, so I'll be
Yep.
interviewed and...
Some of that, yeah. So I recognise that sometimes it works really well to have a conversation dialogue. So one of the TV channels is going to be Cooper Heritage. So like I've got some pretty cool blood in my family, you know, with my grandfather's stuff, with the designing aircraft carriers, you know, all that kind of thing, and what my dad's done in his life, and obviously myself and my daughter, and she's learning photography and everything else. So you know, there's a lot of past experience and future knowledge going on within that. So yeah, I can see us sitting down and chatting about, you know, photography for teenagers and kind of what they're being taught and how it's used in social media and everything else. I think that'd be really cool. And I can see me sitting down with my dad and talking about, you know, Blackbush in the 1950s and my grandfather and all, you know, all that crazy stuff about how it used to be in photography. So sometimes it will be like this, but within the aviation photographer TV channel, I'm going to do something very different. I'm not going to give too much away now, but I really want that to be like an immersive magazine experience. So it's not just going to be talking heads. There's going to be a lot more involved in that. And, yeah, it's taken quite a bit to get my head around it, but yeah, and it's all a process, and you know, enjoying the journey of being on that process of working out how what's up in here and other ideas that people have got and all that good stuff. Into something that you can belong to and really enjoy. So yeah.
So I guess we have to come to it. Have you decided on costs yet?
Cost, yeah. So no is the answer. It's very difficult to put a cost on how this is going to work yet, because it is members only. You know, there's going to be a landing page on the website which is going to have all the, you know, some really cool free stuff as well. But you know, this is special. You know, this is like as if you're going to buy a magazine in a shop. You know, you're paying for a membership to be part of this aviation photography community, and you get all of this subscription to like a Netflix kind of thing, like your aviation photographer TV shows and all the other channels I've got up my sleeve as well. But at the same time, then there's tutorials as well. So I want to make it a membership where you can just be part of it and that's it, and you can enjoy it, but also have another tier of membership that you just get all the tutorials for free as well. So I haven't quite, you know, this is still work in progress. I really haven't got to that level yet, but I want the entry level to be really affordable and open to as many people as possible. And then if you're up for the tutorials and some of the other special TV channels and stuff like that, then yeah, there'll be a membership fee in there, probably annual, you know, pay it monthly kind of thing. But that's still very much work in progress on that. But it's something I think about all the time, definitely.
Cool. Haven't really got anything else.
Okay. All right. So she's exhausted her questions. Like I said, I didn't know what she was going to ask me. So yeah, let's leave it as that, and I'm going to then put this video on Facebook, and we can watch it and answer questions as they come up. So I hope that's given you a bit more insight into what COAP Online is going to be all about. And yeah, like I said, I really can't wait to take your photography from where you are now to where you want to be, regardless of what level you're at, whether you've never done it before, whether you're dabbling with it, whether you want to take it further, whether you want to become into more semi-professional stuff, or writing articles or books, or just doing more with your photography, just getting them up on the wall more, being happier with your images, processing them better to a standard that you're happy with. You know, just being able to take you on that massive journey of all the way through aviation photography is something that I'm really passionate about, and I can't wait to be with you on that. So yeah, bring it on.